Okay, so here's the slide we're at in case you're keeping score. Now we're just going to go through and start doing a code demonstration of how to do this. So the next couple of slides actually just talk about doing this. So instead of going through the slides, I'm just going to show you in our studio. It's worth noting that we actually practice what we preach, and here's our slides for this class written in our Markdown. But so here's the RMD file for the class, but we're going to follow through the notes and create a new presentation. So look what it says. It says File, New File, R Markdown. Okay, so you could just do that by Alt F, F, R Markdown, that is M, and then look here, I'm going to click on Presentation, Title, I'm going to call it My Fancy Presentation. And the author is me, and then you have different outputs. So this has a different presentation style. I'm just going to stick with I/O slides right now. Okay, and then if you want PDF, this requires, we'll go through this later, but it requires MikTeX being set up on Windows, which is a LaTeX variant, MacTeX on OS 10, and then Tech Live or something like that on Linux. So each of these is pretty easy to install, but they tend to be kind of big. We'll cover that later on in the lecture. So right now, let's just stick with the default, which is I/O slides, kind of a format that was created, I think, from one of these Google presentations at one point. Okay, so there you see it's Untitled 1. That's the name of the file that contains the R Markdown commands. But we're right now we're just going to compile it once and see what it looks like. So if you click here and say knit the current document, or it also gives you the command Control-Shift-K. There you go. Oh, R Markdown. Let me name it. I'll name it a separate R Markdown. I'll name it Brian's Slides. Okay, there it goes. It runs it, and there it is. My fancy presentation. Okay, so homework number 1, just go through this, create a new presentation, a new template presentation, compile it once, and then let's move on from there to fill it up with some content.